Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another casted game, and this one is between L'Inquisitor and Milk and Honey. Now, L'Inquisitor is also known as Erwtann, and he is known as the master of the German Mercs. I did a video quite a while ago that has a picture of the arquebusier person, and yeah, if you've got any questions about German Mercs and how to play them, this is your man right here. So we're going to be calling L'Inquisitor here Erwtann, because that is also his name as well. So Erwtann, of course, is spawning on the left side of the map here in the red, playing as Germany. And on the right-hand side of the map, we have Milk and Honey here, playing as the United States in the cyan. So United States, very strong civilization. There are some nerfs on the way for them. However, guys, don't worry. There are going to be some nerfs. But let's have a look. We're going to be focusing on Erwtann mostly on this casted game here, having a look at what he's doing, because a lot of people have reached out to me and said, you know, Widgie, I'm really confused about mercenaries. I don't know when to use them. I don't know how to use them. I get confused with all of the different types of mercenaries, what they counter, what they don't counter. And the first thing, I'm just going to pause, the first thing that I would really suggest to you is getting a mod known as the Better Unit Description mod. Now, that is something that you really need. Now, look, what I've done is I've hovered over the settler here, and you can see on the bottom right, there's some extra information, and it shows you certain things about that unit that you would not normally know. Stuff is color-coded as well, so it makes life a lot easier when you're deciding on what units to go for, especially with the counter system in Age of Empires 3. So I definitely recommend getting the Better Unit Description mod. You can find that in the mod section. It's really, really handy, and it was developed by Iron Kaiser. Or Iron Keister. No, Iron Kaiser, I believe it is, isn't it? Anyway, Erwtann here is going to be grabbing himself a nice 60 coin treasure here. Fantastic. And immediately going to be going into 2 settlers. So, 2 settlers. That's going to be the standard kind of go-to with pretty much any kind of opening that you do with Germany. We can see, let's have a look at the deck here of Erwtann. So we can see there's some cards that you definitely need if you're playing mercenaries. Okay, so one of them is this one right here, Improved Mercenaries, HP and damage upgrade, of course. That is really crucial. And we can see, obviously, some mercenary cards in question here. We have the Landsknechts, we have the Hessian Jaegers, and we have the Pandors as well. So all of these are mercenaries. And then we've got the Irish Brigadiers in Age 2 as well. Now, sometimes there are other ones, like Silversmith, for example, is another card that you can get. And you can get the other settlement card as well, the one that has a house on it. That improves population space as well for the Germans. So, you see, just opening up with a market and a house, and pretty standard kind of play for Germany here. Nothing crazy. Let's have a quick look at Milk and Honey here. What is he up to? Actually opening with the mill, going for a 1v1 Age 2 play here, ladies and gents. Let's have a look at the deck very quickly. We do have an interesting Lee's Legion here, shipping 6 Carbine Cavalry for 250 food and 250 wood. And, of course, the Seminole Scouts, I believe. This is very good. You can ship this twice, and it gives you some Shark Tooth Bowmen, which is really, really nice as well. So, and it looks like he's got the Advanced Saloon card in there as well himself. But looks like he's going to be very close to aging up. Going to be aging up with the Delaware here. And we'll see how Milk and Honey does this. So, Erwtann here, just a little bit behind on the age up. Going to be going for the Quartermaster. Very, very standard age up. We can see majority of ills are on food. And they're going to be moving over here because most likely Erwtann is going to be getting the Steel Traps, which is 125 wood and 125 coin. So that's really, really crucial. That's my feeling, anyway, of what he's going to do. But let's have a look. I could be wrong. We've got a villager coming out to the northeast here. Going to be grabbing in this herd, which is nice. Pulling that in. Fantastic. And let's have a quick look back at Milk and Honey here. Yeah, going to be going for the advanced homesteading. So, yeah, this is, you know, a kind of a play that I don't normally see that much anymore. Even though it is still viable, it's not going to be viable when the nerf comes in or when the patch comes in, because it does affect the mill population. But yes, you can see that he's basically gone for 2 homesteads, so 2 mills, and then most likely will be shipping the fertile lowlands after that. So he's going to basically get loads of mills, and they're also going to provide population space. So it means that he's not going to have to chop any wood. And you can see Mill's actually going out into the middle of the map for some more vision. And we can see that he actually hasn't scouted at all here. So Erwtann just blindly sort of putting up a wall here. Probably got a rough idea from the deck of what's going on. But we can see now a lot of houses going down. We've got 3 settlers coming in. And there is the steel traps that I mentioned as well. Ladies and gents, coming in. And immediately a batch of crossbowmen on the way here. So you can see that unit description there, ladies and gents. Look at the color coding. That UI mod is really useful. You can see there what the crossbowmen are good at. So 2 Uhlans going to push out, do a little bit of raiding or scouting. Most likely more scouting than raiding. And actually going to be grabbing the treasure here. So, you know, Erwtann's immediately seen the mill there. So he's got a pretty good idea of what kind of strats Milk and Honey is going to be doing. And now you can see Erwtann shipping the 700 wood. So, yeah, he's not going into Age 3 just yet. Most likely with Germany, you normally play a semi-FF style, or you kind of go Age 2. They're kind of the 2 main strats that you do with Germany. And we can now see pushing out here. Look at all these mills. Look at the vision that the mills provide as well. We've got 5 mills up for Milk and Honey. And, yeah, it looks like 700 wood is now going to be coming in. Not too sure why. Maybe for militia, for the extra barracks maybe. Need to get a market down as well. A few techs. Actually going to switch out of that and go straight for the Virginia General Assembly. So, yeah, looks like he's not going to be doing that just yet. And here, we've actually noticed, I completely missed this actually, the 700 wood here is now being used to secure the TP line at the back. This map is really good for that, guys. So if you do get this map, I would really recommend building these 2 TPs and getting the upgrade on it because it really helps. It really helps. That extra eco is really crucial. And also, it's in a perfect position to defend those TP lines at the back as well. So, what do we got? We got the Place of Mines now coming in for Erwtann. Milk and Honey here has now got his state capital wagon, and he's got a decent sort of force there, putting the state capital right out here so he can get really good vision as well. And we can see a little bug on the mill there. See how it's broken? What is that? Look, it's like floating in the air. Wow, I've actually never seen that before. What is going on there? Alrighty. So Milk and Honey has a card available. Going to be holding that card off, I think. Definitely. Seems pretty confident. And yeah, I think he's going to hold that card and get a lot of people on gold and get the age up on. Erwtann probably thinking about the same thing here as well. Got 700 coin on the way. Both TP lines now on wood. Getting him a nice steady income of that. He doesn't need any wood right now. He's looking good. And he's going for amalgamation. So going for amalgamation this early on is quite a clear indicator as well that, you know, he's probably thinking about mining a lot of coin in Age 3 or in the transition to Age 3, which might mean that he is going to want to be shipping one of these mercenary cards. So he's probably going to be thinking about going mercenaries. And it's very common with Germany to play with mercenaries because, you know, Germany's so good at gathering coin because of the settler wagons. And it's always a good option. And also just Germany has some great mercenary shipments and cards available to them as well. But we can see Milk and Honey really doing well with eco. Look at that score. Actually, 1,500 ahead of Erwtann here. Is going to be getting the Kentucky age up. One of the best age ups, or the best age up for the States. And there are going to be nerfs to that in the upcoming patch, especially to the Kentucky cards that you get as well. So the Pioneer card is going to be nerfed, I believe. It's going to cap out at 8, I think it is, or something like that. Of course, Apis, yeah, nice point. Yeah, I will actually think about doing that. The thing is, the kind of awkward thing is, I don't have great map knowledge. Maybe I should have better map knowledge. But yeah, myself, I honestly don't. I barely know the names of the maps. I'm going to be honest with you. We can see Milk and Honey here going for fantastic cards here, both of them. Russian-American card, going to be boosting that eco, getting 2 strongholds, or 2 blockhouses, sorry, on the field. And then Kentucky coalfields improving eco even further. So we can now see what is Erwtann doing in transition? Exactly what I said, guys. He's got the amalgamation. He's got so many vills on gold now, and he's putting that important saloon down. Now, something that a lot of people don't know is that before you build a saloon or any type of mercenary building, if you're not with the European Civ, for example, you would build... I can't even remember the name of the building. Anyway, you would build the equivalent. I can see the image of it, but I don't even know the name. That's really bad. But basically, when you put down your tavern or your saloon, okay, before you even put it down, you can hover over when you buy it, okay? You can hover over it, and it will tell you what mercenaries are available for that map. Now, sometimes you will have mercenaries that are permanent mercenaries. So no matter what map you are on, you'll be able to create that mercenary. However, there are other mercenaries that are solely map dependent. A lot of people don't know this, but they will change depending on what map you are playing. And that is where the knowledge comes. So, and what you'll be able to do with that better unit mod, you'll be able to hover over what units are available, or you can simply go online, you can find out what these mercenaries are, and you can just try and memorize what they're good at. Most of the time, I know now from just playing the game for so long. Another way is, of course, if you build the tavern, you can just hover over the units before you create them, and you can see what they offer, essentially. But what you kind of want to do is you want to synergize what you're making from your tavern with what mercenaries you're getting from your home city. So you can see here, Erwtann has now shipped the Hessian Jaegers. Jaegers are skirmisher units. Extremely good skirmisher units, okay? So you want something to really sort of... you want something to accompany that unit and complement that unit correctly. So if you've got a skirmisher unit, normally it needs to be a dragoon type unit. Like a skirm-goon composition is very good because it covers all bases. Now, what do we see here? Erwtann is creating the Zenata Rider, and look what it says with the better unit descriptions here. Look what it says. It says mercenary, light, cavalry. What are they good at, ladies and gents? Heavy cav and artillery. Now, heavy cav and artillery are really, really good against skirmishers. So he's covering both bases. This is like the basics or the foundation of building a composition when you play Age of Empires 3. But obviously, we're looking at it in a mercenary kind of way here. So when people say to me, I'm really confused, I don't understand what I need to make, think first, if you're playing Germany, for example, and you want to ship a mercenary card immediately when you age up into Age 3, think about what other mercenary units you're going to be making, okay? But as I say, you don't always have to solely make all mercenaries. Of course you don't. Like, for example, you could decide, potentially, I'm trying to think, you could make war wagons, for example. You could ship and create more skirmishers with war wagons, with Jaegers. That is very standard as well. So you don't always have to go 100% mercenary. But we can see Erwtann being Erwtann, he loves the mercenary play. So he is going all out mercenaries here. And we can see this in action. Look how many vills are on coin, ladies and gents. Look how many. And the TP line is great because it's getting him wood to build houses for further population. Mercenaries cost a lot of pop, ladies and gents, let me tell you. Let's have a look at Milk and Honey here. Going to be shipping the rolling artillery. Gatling guns are going to be coming in. And looks like he's just going for sharpshooters and Gatling guns pretty much at the moment. Once again, block houses are very good here. Something Milk and Honey's done here that I don't 100% agree with is he hasn't split out his block houses. What I love about the block houses is the fact that you can take map control. You can put a block house here, for example. It can guard the gold mine and the hunt, and you can garrison in your villagers. Also, this one right here could go slightly on the other side as well, so you start getting better map control. Putting them here, I understand as well, because he's trying to have like a forward base, he's trying to have a place where he can fight, which is fair enough. But I'm not a huge fan of putting the block houses together, to be honest. That's me just saying things, all right? I don't know whether you guys agree. Let me know down in the chat, of course. Of course, we are live streaming this. Welcome. So many viewers in, nearly 40 viewers. Thank you so much for you guys being here. Hope you're enjoying this. I'm trying to make this a bit of a lesson as well. Let me know if you are enjoying that. If you're not enjoying it, of course, it's always good to know. That is the dealio, ladies and gents. And the issue with Erwtann here is he's going to run out of coin pretty quickly. That is a downside of going Mercs, ladies and gents, is that later into the game, it gets harder for you because you run out of coin. You simply run out of coin. We can now see these Zanata riders. Here they are. And also remember, mercenaries automatically, like, upgrade. They shadow tech. That's what it's called. Automatically upgrading without doing anything for free is shadow teching. So mercenaries shadow tech. So when you age up, they age up as they basically level up as well. And we can see here, Erwtann, let's have a look at Erwtann's vision. Doing a little bit of scouting, having a look. You can see, okay, now we just saw there Milk and Honey's got his TP upgraded. There it is. And now he is on the way. He's got Carbine Cavalry. He's got a decent amount of sharpshooters, and he's got his rolling artillery. He's choosing to push in right now. And look what Erwtann's going for. He's going for the improved mercenaries. This is insane, ladies and gents. 20% HP and damage, and immediately going for vet crossbow as well. I think he's going to maybe start making some crossbows. And you can see he hasn't gone all mercenaries. He has got some crossbows in there to help with the Jaegers. And this is basically Skirm Goon, ladies and gents. And you can see how good these Zanata riders are. They're very good against artillery, so they're going to be trying to deal with the Gatlins. And remember, look at the population. 3 population each. You really need to get your houses. Now, I don't know. Part of me always thinks can you always go mercenaries? Can you always do it? I think you could definitely, for practice, you could definitely try and always go mercenaries, but sometimes map dependent might not allow for it. That can be a thing as well. The map might not be ideal. The person pushing you might be extremely aggressive, so you can't even get into Age 3 to get your mercenaries. There are options, of course, to play in Age 2. You can, of course, go for the Irish Brigadiers. There you go. You can see that. That's an option. But here we go. So they're pushing out. Are they going to push out? Look at the Jaegers here, by the way. 300 HP now. 451 HP on the Zanatas. Absolutely beasts. Absolute beasts. Milk and Honey here, just going to be going for the good old Carbine Cavalry with a sharpshooter. He's also got the Gatlins, as I mentioned, as well. And his eco, 33 villagers, 31 for Erwtann. Erwtann here does have slight eco advantage, I would say. Very, very slight, but there's a lot of going on actually with the states, with the mills, with the blockhouses, so it's hard to say, but we are going to have an engagement here. We can see the crossbowmen have gone for a slight sort of spread out stance here because of the artillery. Now we're going to get in. You can see the Zanata riders here need to get onto the artillery there. Look at that. One shot and they're down. There's the second one. Is the third one down? No, it's not. It's on the side here, but it's not the end of the world. Erwtann's just going to try and push in, get on top of this if he can. And, yeah, it looks like all Gatlins have gone down now, which is fantastic news. And now the Zanatas are going to try and see what they can do. But still a lot of units left for Milk and Honey here. He's still looking pretty good. He's got another card available as well. Erwtann now going to continue with the Zanata riders, and he's going to be shipping 1,000 coins, so he really needs coin. It's coin or nothing, ladies and gents. With the mercenary build, you need coin. That's exactly what's happening right now, and he doesn't want to lose too much. The problem with mercenaries as well is if you lose your main mass, it's so hard to remass. It's so hard. And then you have to kind of pivot a bit, maybe into normal units. You know, pivoting into your Ulans, pivoting into your skirms, your war wagons. Because if you lose your main mass, it's so hard to get back all of those mercenaries because they're so expensive. You know, 250 coin here. The Jaegers, they cost 200 coin each, for example. Now he's actually training Jaegers, so you can see Jaegers are underway. It's got to be something that you got to bear in mind when you're playing. I love Merlin there doing the push there for the likes on the stream. I appreciate it, man. Yes, don't forget to drop a like. It does help the algorithm. It does 100% help the YouTube algorithm. So if you are enjoying this, if you're learning something, if you're having fun, if you're sitting back, whether you're actually playing a game, you might just be lurking. You might be playing an AoE3 game right now, but you just got this on. If you are enjoying it, quickly alt-tab out and drop that like. I really appreciate it. Really, really would. We can see here, Erwtann is going to be kind of snooping around on the top part of the map here. Going to be getting some veal kills as well. Now, these Zenatas, they actually only do half damage to villagers, but their base damage is 32, guys. So they're going to be doing 16 damage. Going to be absolutely naming and shaming these veals. And wow, that was a lot there. Milk and Honey losing a fair few villagers, which is very, very good for Erwtann here. Erwtann is now going to be going for the team cavalry attack here, ladies and gents. So, what's German's only extra 5% cavalry attack? I didn't know that. Hang on a second. I don't know whether that's the mod, but the team cavalry attack here, ladies and gents, you get 10% on any kind of cav you've got. However, with Germany, it's extra 5%. Extra 5% that you get on top. Now, I don't know whether that applies to mercenaries. I'm having a bit of a moment here. I don't know if it does. Let's keep our eye on Zenata here. It's going to be coming in. Yes, it does, ladies and gents. Of course it does. So now we've got even beefier Zenata riders with 36 base damage. And Erwtann actually putting an outpost on here because he wants to get this gold mine. He needs to get it. We can see that he's got a lot of veals over to wood at the moment. I think that's probably because he needs to transition if he can't get this gold mine. The Zenatas are still going to be poking in on the north side of Milk and Honey's base here. And he's going to be sending his main force over to try and deal with this. I think he needs to make the push. Milk and Honey here, he needs to get pushing across the map and force Erwtann to defend. Oh my god, there's the pop of the Uhlans there. The classic card that you love to see from Milk and Honey. What is it called again, ladies and gents? It's called Pulaski's Legion, or Pulaski's Legion. They are here. Or they are here, sorry. And that's a lot of units. And is there enough Zenata riders here to deal with that amount of cav? I'm not too sure. There is a lot of sharpshooters here, ladies and gents. But the Jaegers are not to be trifled with. Carbine cavalry here. Where are the Uhlans? Uhlans are not here just yet. I think he wants to try and take out as many of these Zenata riders as possible. Erwtann here going to continue with the Jaegers. A lot of those sharpshooters getting eaten up there. He's just going to be focusing on them for now. There are the Uhlans. The guard Uhlans coming in. Pulaski's Legion is upon Erwtann here. And is he going to be able to try and deal with these? He is trying to focus them as much as possible. I love the micro here, pushing them back as far as they can go. And looks like the majority of the Uhlans are going to be going down here. But there's still a lot left here for Erwtann to deal with, to be honest. Jaegers are really bad against sharpshooters. They're not the best, but their base damage is insane. They don't have as much range as a sharpshooter, of course. They have the same range resistance. Obviously, it's not ideal that the sharpshooters can actually poke against them. The Jaegers do have 4 movement speed, and so do the sharpshooters as well. And looks like we've got a few Uhlans here trying to be a nuisance on the north side. And now the blockhouses are going to try and get sieged. Jaegers don't have amazing siege. Not bad for a skirm, though. 21 siege. Pretty nice. And Merlin here. Erwtann. I keep saying Merlin. Don't know why. Zenata here continuing. Erwtann continuing to create Zenata riders. I got there eventually. We can see going to be some raiding on the north side here. It's going to be a little unsuccessful. A lot of sharpshooters still around, though, which is going to be a real problem for Erwtann here. And now we've got double. We've only got 1 saloon. I don't know. I think maybe a second saloon could be possible. Could be possible. He has run out of gold on this side as well. The only coin mine he's got is this one on the north side left. And then he's got to either think about what he needs to do. He might have to go for estates. He might have to start building estates. He has got a lot of wood backed up here. Part of me thinks that. He's also, he's shipped that 1,000 wood as well. And he is now going for the advanced arsenal. So he's really doubling down, ladies and gents, with the amount of upgrades that he wants as well. We can see a stable's really, really sort of close to Milk and Honey's base here. And unfortunately, we have some settler wagons this far out trying to get the gold mine. This is the problem, ladies and gents. When you get to around the 20-minute mark, it's going to be very, very tricky for you to get any more gold. It's going to start to really run out for you. So you've got to have a game plan This is where the downside of the Merc build does exist. We can see now the TP lines are on coin, which is what you need in this instance. It's definitely what you need. Another barracks going down. We've got 3 Raxes now for Erwtann, and he's queuing up those upgrades. We've got the military drummers. We've got the cartridge. We've got the flintlock. And now we see a just full batch of, or 3 full batches nearly, of crossbowmen coming in. Interesting switch, but I guess it's the only real switch at the moment. If he's going to run out of coin, he's probably going to have to make these. And you can see now log flume coming in now as well for that woodcutting upgrade. He's definitely having to switch here. Milk and honey looking pretty good. He's got a nice frontier outpost going down here, actually. Very nice. But yeah, he is struggling for food. Yeah, he's got a lot of veals on wood. He's got a lot of mills, though, so he can just get his veals on mills. Get the veals on mills, ladies and gents. That's what he needs to do. You can see here that he actually hasn't sent that many cards, to be honest. Actually, no, he has. Sorry, he sent the Kentucky Hunters, the Coalfields. He's actually gone for the Continental Rangers here. Probably next card could be like refrigeration, for example. That'd be quite nice. He's got a lot of meals. He's probably going to need to do it. Hey, Bram. How you doing, man? Welcome. Do see carbine cavalry. Erwtann here going to be opting for the culverins here. Probably the best thing, to be honest. Especially if there's Gatlings lurking around, which we do see. He is going to try and get some map control. He's putting out a TC on the top side here. Yeah, we can see now still further crossbowmen being trained. And the culverin coming out now as well. No one thinking about Age 4 just yet. I've noticed that. We do see refrigeration. That's what I mentioned. It's going to be really good for milk and honey. It's going to be able to get him that extra gather rate from his mills that he's going to need to go for. He's going to probably want to transition over to that, definitely. He does still have hunts, though. He's got a hunt on the north side still, so he's all right. But Erwtann here, opting just to go for pure crossbowmen. Is that the answer? Crossbow Colv, it makes sense. There's no heavy cav on the field. It makes sense, but hang on a second. This is what he's doing. What am I thinking? I'm thinking he's got so many crossbowmen. What is he doing? He's going for the Scharnhorst Reform, which is the Landwehr card, where you replace all of your crossbowmen with vet Landwehrs, and then you can see Landwehrs are a riflemen that inflict higher base damage at the expense of less bonus damage. So they actually do well against just a wide variety of units. They do better because their bonus damage isn't as much. And we can now see, I can now see what he's up to. He's got 64 crossbowmen. They're going to now, boom, there we go. They are now Landwehrs, ladies and gents. And let's have a quick look. There's a lot of information here. Remember, this is the UI mod. There's the information of the Landwehr. We can see it. This is the backup plan, I think. Especially if you're going Mercs, this potentially could be your backup plan. Is if you start to run out of coin, ladies and gents, start chopping wood. There's going to be a lot of it on the map still. And then you can transition from those crossbows straight into Landwehrs with this reform card. So they are actually light infantry. So they're not riflemen. They're not heavy infantry. Now, you can see there's a nice little crossbow comparison there. We can see their base damage is better. And they also benefit from gunpowder techs. And that's important because I was wondering why Erwtann was going for the upgrades in the arsenal here. He was going for paper, cartridge, flintlock, all of that stuff. And that is exactly the reason, ladies and gents. It's because it's going to really help when you see the Landwehrs. And here they are. So their base damage is better. They are cheaper. And they cost wood instead of coin. Remember that, of course, because they replace it. And now he can train those, I believe, from the racks. I believe he can. Should say that. I think it is. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he can. Yes, he can. And he also has the 10 infinite Landwehrs as well. So he's going to be going main Landwehrs here. And these Landwehrs, they are a little bit speedy. They're 4.4. They're quicker than the skirm, the sharpshooter. Their range is nowhere near the same. Base damage is better. And their range resistance isn't as good as well. But overall, because of their base damage, they are a pretty good unit. Unfortunately, he's going to be losing a few vills on the north side. This is really unfortunate. Milk and Honey here basically pumping out the frontier outposts, causing a real problem for Erwtann here. Trying to get onto the map. He has got a couple of Colves, though. Is he going to make the connection? Not just yet. Spamming these frontier outposts. It's really frustrating to see. Further Landwehrs just being queued up here. You can see Colves are going to make a shot, but unfortunately it's not going to be at the Gatling guns where they need to be. And he's dancing around here trying to get in range. And for now, he's going to focus on the frontier outpost. And now you can see how this is transitioning. You can see now mercenaries are not the priority now. We've now transitioned into the Landwehr play, which you need food and wood for. And Erwtann here collecting a lot of wood, I must say. Some might say over-collecting, but I think he's collecting it because he needs to build some mills. Because he's going to start to run out of food. Landwehrs pushing him. And the Colves here are in a bit of a sticky situation. Carbine Cavalry are going to want to try and deal with them. Now the Gatlings start to roll in. He definitely needs to start making some more Colves. He has another card available. Still a lot of cards available to him here. He could go for another mercenary card, but looks like, wow, looks like the Landwehrs are just going to one-shot down these Gatling guns. Remember, higher base damage, folks. Higher base damage. And now we actually see the church tech here. And this is another thing that I love about this better unit description mod, guys. This is what I love about it. When you have a church tech card, you never know what the church tech card does, right? You might not know when you're in the middle of things, in the middle of battle. What you can do, hover over that sucker, and you can see exactly for your civ what it provides in your church. So you can see here, improve infantry speed, which is Tilly's Discipline, which would be fantastic for Erwtann right now. And then that age 3 one there for 3,000 coin. Mercenary shipments no longer cost coin. He's still got plenty of mercenary shipments left, but 3,000 coin is quite a lot. And then, of course, the Zweihander one here, which is kind of nuts. Only for 2,000 coin, you get 12 of them, and it increases their hit points as well. This mod is called the Better Unit Description mod, and it's made by Iron Kaiser. And it's in the mod section. You can go check that out. And now further Landwehrs on the way. Look how many of them. 62 with their movement speed of 4.4. Going to be just shooting and moving, shooting and moving. And they can just push in like this very well. Milk and Honey here is going to need some kind of cav, but he's not opting for the heavy cav at all. He's going for Gatling guns. He's got 3 more. There they are. But the Landwehrs, with their high base damage, just do so much, but he needs to really focus it quickly. And that is what he is doing. Doing a good job at focusing those Gatlings down. Really not doing too much to the Landwehrs here. And we can see bonus damage against ranged shock infantry. You can see that there. And he's actually changed the icons here as well, so you can see. And yeah, going to be picking off the last of the sharpshooters here. Erwtann doing a great job switching up, going for this Landwehr strategy. And now going to be actually getting pikemen in as well. So he's basically going for skirm pike. It's basically a bow pike, but with Landwehr pike with Germany. It's kind of insane. And now we do see the infantry breastplate here. That's also going to improve the armor of all of his infantry units. There it is. And now the pike coming in are going to help with the siege. There are all the pikemen on the north side here. 38 siege for them. They're going to be working on the frontier outpost. Further Gatlings have come out for Milk and Honey. But I think it's too late. There is the GG. Ladies and gents, Erwtann taking the game there. What a fantastic game. What a great example of having a mercenary strategy, but having a backup plan. if you don't secure the win by the time your gold mines run out. That's what I really love about this. The backup plan of going for the Landwehrs and then also then making pike after it or going for the Colves. I like how this works. Does this work in all situations? Of course it doesn't. You need to have a good map for it, for mercenaries. There's many other sort of conditions that, you know, mean that this isn't going to be the optimal strategy. But for people out there that do want to understand mercenaries, and especially with Germany as well, hopefully this has helped you along the way. Hopefully you've learned something from the cast as well. Thank you so much to everyone who is in chat right now. We've got just over 40 viewers. Welcome everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much. And yeah, what a great first cast. Awesome.